Hello, madam.
Yes, sir, hello.
Hello.
Yes. Now I'm going to share my screen.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Recording starting के लिए तो good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Good evening.
Now, today we are going to start our third session. Okay.
Yes, madam.
Now, the first session will be about my favorite time, hobby, favorite game, favorite movie, favorite place to travel, favorite book, favorite dance, and which place you want to show to your partner. Now, I'm going to tell you about my favorite time and my favorite hobby. Look here. Every day I get up early in the morning and spend at least 2 hours in my small garden, which is all around my bungalow. This morning time, every day 5:30 to 7:30 is my favorite time. I use this time to look after my garden, watering the plants, cleaning the surrounding area. There are lots of small jobs to do, just like to spray the insecticide, cutting the unnecessary branches, giving shape to the plants as there is very little space, then giving fertilizers, observing new tender leaves, new birds, removing the insects. I look after my garden as we look after small kids. My garden is my favorite place to pass the time. It gives me energy. It regenerates me. My garden is my oxygen. If someone comes to my house, the topic of our conversation is always my garden, different plants and flowers. I never pluck the flowers as small birds like honeybirds, honeybees, insects like honeybees, then butterflies visit my garden to suck honey. So many birds visit the garden regularly, like robin, maina, sparrows, brahmani maina, kolshi, dove, cuckoo, crow. There is a bird feeder and water feeders in the garden. I regularly clean water feeders and fill it with fresh water. It is a nice scene to watch bird bath. Birds sit in rows on branches to take bath regularly. Gardening and bird watching are my hobbies. All these flowers are from my garden. Then my favorite game. My favorite game is Kho. It's a team game. It is played by two teams, chasing team and defending team. I'm going to show you the video. See the game, Kho game. 9 members of chasing team sit on their knees facing opposite sides, and 3 members of defending team run into the ground field. Try to avoid being touched by members of the opposing team. It is the most popular traditional outdoor game. It is played most often by school children. It does not need any equipment except 2 poles. Playing Kho keeps children well, strong, motivated, enthusiastic, and young. It helps better coordination and flexibility. This game helps the children to overcome depression, anxiety, then stress, and increase self-esteem. It develops team spirit and leadership skills. This is a popular tag team game invented in Maharashtra and played in every school. I was the champion of Kho in my school days. Now, Next, favorite place to travel. I always look for a chance to escape from the hustle and bustle of the town. I love to spend the time in the midst of nature around the seashore. Konkan is the favorite place for me. Konkan is famous for its breathtaking beaches and sparkling blue water and clear white sand. Konkan extends throughout the western coast of Maharashtra. I can cover the distance in 6 to 7 hours drive from my hometown. So in every way, Konkan is my favorite place. I frequently visit Konkan. The scent of mango grove, the shade of the coconut glade, and the inviting seashore fascinates me. It soothes the mind, gives calmness. At the same time, water sports give me perfect joy. I am also fond of sea cuisine, so Konkan fulfills my every need. The next topic is favorite movie. The Theory of Everything. This is my favorite movie. I don't watch movies usually, but my daughter forced me to watch this. I'm going to show you the trailer. Voice. The Theory of Everything that depicts the life story of Dr. Stephen Hawking. The Theory of Everything depicts the life story of Dr. Stephen Hawking. His story is that of hope, immense courage, strong will. This film is a ray of hope for everyone. Everyone can be inspired by his story. It is a motivational story. Motor neuron disease is extremely rare and difficult to manage. Your muscles just freeze. You are not able to move, not able to do anything. Your body is paralyzed. He was able to move just one muscle. Using that muscle, he used to tap on the machine to express his ideas on computer. Eddie Redmayne has portrayed Stephen's character extremely well. He won an Oscar for the stunning performance. Felicity Jones played the role of Jane, Dr. Stephen's wife. You must see this film. Now, next topic is my favorite book. I'm going to tell you about a book which is in my language, in regional language, Marathi. The name of the book is Nave Gav Bandhche Divas. This book is authored by Maruti Chitampalli, who is a wildlife conservationist and a Marathi writer from Maharashtra. During his professional life, he lived in various forests and national parks. He retired from Maharashtra state government service as the deputy chief conservator of forest. He was instrumental in the development of Karnala Bird Sanctuary, Navegaon National Park, Nagzira Sanctuary, and Melghat Tiger Project. He authored many books on wildlife. In the book Navegaon Bandhche Divas, he has spent his keen observations of birds and animals kingdom. This book is so captivating that the reader gets completely memorizing. The reader gets completely immersed in it. It is so mesmerizing when one starts imagining the stories written by Maruti Chitampalli. Now I am going to tell you about the favorite dance, that is Kohli dance. Kohli is one of the most popular dance form of Maharashtra that derives its name from the fishing folk of Maharashtra, that is Kohlis. The dance is performed by both men and women divided into two groups, where fishermen stand in two rows holding oars in their hands. The dancers move in unison, portraying the movements of the rowing of a boat. This is a folk dance of Maharashtra. Next slide. Now, the place to show the partner. Okay. I'm going to show Kanheri Mutt. Kanheri Mutt is located in Kolhapur, some 10 kilometers away from Kolhapur, which is in Maharashtra. Kanheri Mutt is an amazing place to see. Whole ancient Indian culture is depicted there. The statues are so realistic that you will get feel of living in village. It takes you to old customs and traditions. It is a spectacular, realistic museum depicting Indian mythology and the heritage, art, and culture of Maharashtra. Now it's all by my side. Now I'm going to make Zoha sir the host.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your nice presentation. It's really nice. Can you hear me? Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Today,
sir.
today is the third session, and we are going to this session with the topics of about my favorite time. It is part one because there are two parts in this session. Part one is about my favorite time. So I'm going to tell you about my hobby, favorite game, favorite movie, favorite place to travel, etc. At first, hobby. Actually, my hobby is to read book, to watch movie, enjoy music. These are my hobby. Actually, uh, I have nothing exact any hobby. Lots of hobby actually, and I just want to tell you that I'm a big fan of Indian movies, and I regularly watch Indian movies. Maybe it's romantic or action, any kind of movies, and I love the music also. So when I free, maximum time I enjoy music and movies. My favorite game is football. Uh, when I was at school and college, I play a lot of football. Then after that, I like cricket also. But now I mostly like football and I watch it till midnight. I'm a big fan of Spanish La Liga, and my favorite team is Real Madrid. Favorite movie? I told you that I'm a big fan of Indian movie, but I also like Hollywood movies. In Hollywood, I like most Gladiator. I think you uh, watch this movie. This is the movie which I watch again and again. Every time it looks new to me. It's like, I like it so much. And in Indian movie, I like uh, Shah Rukh Khan's, Amir Khan, Salman Khan, everyone. But I like most Amir Khan. But I like the movie most Kuch Kuch Hota Hai by Shah Rukh Khan. And Sarkar. Sarkar also. It has three part. I watch all of them, and these are in my desktop. I when I get time, I always watch them. Favorite place to travel? I always like to travel in Rajshahi, in where my daughter, my wife, live with their fathers and mothers. Rajshahi is a clean city, green city, and also it's a city of education. I like to show you some picture of Rajshahi city. Can you see the pictures?
Yes, sir.
This is the uh, river, the Padda. You know the Padda. It's the bank of Padda, and it's a good place to uh, pass your time when you're free. You can see those pictures. These all are from the bank of the Padda, and you see a lot of people there when people got time uh, in holiday, maybe in Eid. They if they got time, get time, they always go to Bank of Padda because it's really a good place, and you can see their lot of boat. You can travel with this boat also. And favorite book, I read Mother by Maxim Gorky, but not in Russian language or not in English. I read it in Bengali, and it's really it's my favorite book, I think, Maxim Gorky's Mother. And in Bangladesh, there is also a book. Its name Ma, that means mother, by Anisul Haq. I also like it so much. Uh, both books are about mother, about their sacrifices. So I like both of these books. Favorite dance, I actually I like Indian dance, Indian movies dance, and I always watch Indian reality shows like Dance India, Dance Plus, everything. I like this. So this type of dance, it means contemporary, I like most. Which place you want to show your partner? I want to show my partner Cox's Bazar, but sorry to say, I haven't visited Cox's Bazar yet. But it's the wonderful place. It's the longest sea beach in the world. You know that Cox's Bazar is the longest sea beach in the world. Uh, I want to show you some picture. You can see the beach. This is the longest beach in the world. It's a very nice place, but I haven't visited yet, ma'am. So if someone from India come, definitely I will go with her or him.
Saili ma'am and I will surely come.
Of course,
We both will come.
you are most welcome, ma'am. So that's all for me. Now I would like to make host Miss Shaili, ma'am. Will I, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, will you unmute yourself? You are muted.
Saili ma'am, unmute yourself.
Shaili, ma'am, you are not audible, so please unmute yourself.
Saili ma'am, unmute yourself.
Bottom of the left corner, you can see mute, unmute button. Ma'am, look at your Windows bottom side, left bottom side. Your Windows left and bottom side. You will see a microphone which beside stop video.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
बेटा रिकरिंग ठेवले होते आपण. I will unmute myself.
Can you see my screen, sir? Ma'am? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We can see,
Oh.
we can hear also.
Okay, thank you. So, I want to tell you about my hobby. As the sir said, I have many hobbies. Yes, the most favorite hobbies, as in the first session I told you about traveling. This is Hurgada, the best place in the world. I liked and I wish to visit it again and again. And I would like to take my friend here. That is Hurgada. It is in Egypt. It is on the shore of Red Sea. Very clean. This is the swimming pool of hotel, but there is very clean and uh, very neat and very hygiene kind of place. You can see here.
No, ma'am, we can't see the pictures.
We can't see the picture, ma'am.
Why? I have shared my screen.
No, only slides are there.
But
No
But not
pictures are
open.
there.
But
Ma'am,
not open the
probably you
picture.
have shared one window instead of the whole screen. So only this window has been captured.
but so what should I do, Vidula?
Can you share the screen again and this time like
I will
select
stop.
the whole
I will.
screen?
Okay, I will stop sharing now.
Yeah.
Now.
Now you press on share screen again
I have pressed share screen.
and
Then
click on the first option.
first option.
There must be 3 or 4 screens or windows. So you have to choose the first window.
First window. Okay. This one.
And then share, click on
This
share.
one. This one. Now. Are
Okay,
you?
click again. Click again.
Click again on share screen.
Nine.
Okay.
Click on the image. Let's see
Image.
if we can. Double
Yes,
click
click
on
there.
the image.
Double click.
Double click on the image.
I have clicked.
But not opened.
Can you do a right click on that image?
1 minute. I have stopped sharing again. Right click. Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is
Yes.
Now we
visible.
can see.
Okay. So this is
Now
the
can
place I was talking
We
about.
see amazing picture.
Hurghada beach. It is in Egypt.
Egypt.
Ha.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is swimming pool. This is the seashore, and this is the Red Sea. The snorkeling we did there, and it was the fantastic experience for me.
But we are,
Is it visible to you now, ma'am?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. This is in the Red Sea. We went to see the banana beach, which is in the middle of the sea. So I would like to take my friend here. This is from the world, and from
Ma'am, do you know how to swim?
yes, sir. But at that time I was not able to swim. But last year, means in 2020, I learned to swim. This is my favorite place in India. That is Kanyakumari. This is on the monument of Swami Vivekananda. This snap is. something went wrong. Again, the same pics are coming again and again. What's the problem?
Close the window and open the picture again.
Okay. There might not be enough memory available on your computer. This is the suggestions. So, okay, I can't share images now. Okay, I will just tell you orally. My favorite game is cricket, of course. But there is not particular only cricket I like. I like basketball too, handball too, and the movie I like again and again to watch is Amir Khan's Tare Zameen Par, an English movie, Hollywood movie, that is Martian, Gravity. My favorite book is Shamchai. It is an autobiography of the great teacher, devoted teacher. Uh, all call him Sane Guruji. He was the freedom fighter too, and he was the teacher, primary teacher too, caretaker of the students who used to live in hostel away from their parents. He was their mother and father too. So from his childhood, the movie is also there, say with the same name, Shamchai, in our mother tongue. So all the books which are there on travelogue, I like these books very much. Dr. Meena Prabhu has written books, volumes on her world voyage. So I always read her books, such as Egyptian. That's why I wish to visit Egypt. Then she has written Dakshin Rango, London. She has written a book on Rome. So many books she has written. So I have read all her books, and one by one I want to see these countries. And dance, I myself have done basic course of Bharatnatyam, but I had some pictures, but I can't open the pictures.
Vidya ma'am, can you hear me? Vidya ma'am.
Yes, sir.
It's looking our meeting will end within 1 minute.
Yeah,
so if
we are going to reschedule.
Yeah.
We will reschedule again.
We have
Okay,
to
okay.
attend again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We will reschedule, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
करना ना, लगेच करू.
Okay, Saili ma'am, you can continue.
So can you see the picture? picture?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
This is my photo of 2009 or 10, I think, when I was learning Bharatanatyam, and I took part in one of the competitions held by here the daily newspaper Lokmat. Nach Baliye was the name of that program, and at that time I was learning Bharatanatyam, and I presented their Pushpanjali. So there are 6 kinds of classical dances in India, and Bharatanatyam is one of them. The other 5 are Bharatanatyam is from Tamil Nadu, which is in the South India, and other classical other forms of classical dance are Kathak from Uttar Pradesh, that is in North India, Kathakali from Kerala, it is in South India. Kuchipudi is from Andhra Pradesh, it is also in South India, and Manipuri dance belongs to Manipur region, and which is in the northeast of India, and Odissi is from Odisha, it is in East India. So all these classical dances have different kinds of costumes, different kinds of makeups, different kinds of ornaments, different kinds of hairstyle, and you can see this is the costume or makeup or hairstyle which you are looking into the snap into the picture is especially it is about Bharatanatyam. So in Bharatanatyam, there are mudras. 2 kinds of mudras are there. Sanyukta mudra. Sanyukta mudra means the mudras which are shown by using both the hands. Both the hands means if I want to say about Shivling is shown like this. Shankha is shown like this. Shankha. Or if I want to say Asayukta
Ma'am,
mudra.
please on your video. We can't see the mudras and all. Your video. We can't see you.
Okay.
We can see your picture, but can't see you.
Madam, video is on.
I can on.
Hello.
No, video is off. Your video
Your
is off.
video is off, ma'am.
We can't see you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Okay. It's okay now.
So, if I want to say about Shivlinga, this is Shivlinga. Means both the hands are used in Sanyukta mudra, and Asayukta mudra, only one hand is used. This is Pataka mudra. This is three Pataka, and this is Mushti mudra. You can see. So, this is Shankha. In this way, different mudras are there. Earring, uh, uh, or different hairstyle. Ladies from their hair. So many mudras are there. This without a word. All these mudras tell you a story of Dani mythology, particularly Indian mythology. So this is the snap of our competition. You can see the banner behind it, and that program was Nach Baliye, in which we participated in, I think, 2010. We were the friends, both of our guru, and his name was Sadananda Balakrishnan Balam. He was an orphan child of Kerala, and in the childhood, some institution brought him here in India, and someone saw him while dancing in the childhood, and he was there joined dance school and he learned Bharatanatyam. He was the master of Bharatanatyam. Then he was invited by Indira Gandhi at New Delhi to perform Bharatanatyam dance when Indira ji was the Prime Minister of India. Means he was the greatest personality, but I could get his guidance only for a year because after a year he, due to his old age, he got so many physical problems, illnesses, and he died after a year. And that's why I couldn't continue my Bharatanatyam passion. This was all about my favorite dance. I think this is all. I have covered all the points I think about my. Am I right, Vidya? About hobby cooking is also my hobby. Reading book is hobby. Gossiping is hobby. Chit-chatting. Then traveling is hobby. Trekking. And India, Kanyakumari, where there is a monument of Swami Vivekananda. That is a very calm and serene kind of place where I want to go again and again there because their land ends and the ocean starts and Arabian Sea and the ocean meet together and railways end there, so there is no hustle and bustle and hurry and worry, nothing. So calm kind of city. It is Kanyakumari. That is the most favorite place in India for me. So I will invite you to visit Kanyakumari if possible. And
Thank you, ma'am.
if possible, you surely go to Egypt. It is the best. It is having very ancient kind of culture, mummies and everything there. I like that country very much. And this dance, Bharatanatyam, classical dances, classical music, and India is boomed with all these things. Means so many foreigners come to India, mostly in Pune, to learn the classical music or classical dances. Now the world has a kind of attraction to know more about Indian culture or Indian. This is the heritage. This is the treasure of India, which they want to learn. So I'm proud that I could at least touch to these arts of immortal culture of our. Ma'am, whom I should make host? Yes, Mohammed sir.
Kamal sir, unmute yourself. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. But not be made host. Can I start? Now
Zoa
host is Zoa
sir.
sir.
Zoa
Now
sir.
host is Zoa sir.
Yeah, I'm going to make you
him.
host.
Okay.
Okay, you are host now, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all. And I watched all three presentation, and all of you presented nicely and fascinating presentation made by PowerPoint slides. You know that my laptop are not working well, and my laptop's keyboard I will change tomorrow. And for that I could not made PPT. But last day I make a PowerPoint presentation on my friend's laptop, but it not presented with you. Just screenshot I I can share with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. About my favorite time. After working all the day long, my favorite time is evening time, when I pass this time with my friends, with gossiping or travel or any other place to go. And I think this time is my favorite time, when me with my friends. And my favorite hobby, you know that I talked to you first day. My favorite hobby is traveling, and you know that I traveled many parts of Bangladesh and many parts of India. I traveled Delhi, Agra, Kashmir, Chennai, Vellore, Calcutta, and many other places. So, and Bangladesh, in Bangladesh, many parts like Bandarban, very uh, disturbing places, and you know that uh, it is very difficult to go uh, such places. I visited these places, and my favorite game is football, because when we grew up in a village, uh, after grew up, and when I was a child, I saw the football game, and we play football with friends when we a young person. We play football, and my favorite player is now Messi, and since it was Maradona, so I like football very much. And my favorite movie, I watch so much movies, Hindi and Bangla. Uh, since student life, I watch movies. But my favorite movies are Bangla movies. One Bangla movies, Rajlokhi Srikanto, and Hindi movies, A Burning Train. You know that Rajlokhi Srikanto is written by our famous writer Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, and it made then movie. And my favorite place to travel, my favorite place to travel is Agra. It is you know that world famous Taj Mahal. It is my favorite place, and when I go Agra, I think it was my life's best travel. And when I saw Taj Mahal, I was so much pleasured, and I feel proud. I was the in front of Taj Mahal. My favorite book, I talked. My favorite book is Srikanto. It was written by famous writer Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, a Bengali writer. It was my favorite book, and because these books character and my favorite song. Sorry, it may be dance. My favorite dance is our tribal group named Garo, and they are traditional dance I seen ever last 2020, and this dance is my favorite dance. And which place I want to show my partner. If I scope, I want to show my partner to go Kashmir because its natural beauty is emerging. I think when I go to Kashmir, Pahalgam, I think uh, it was very charming, and I think it's best place to travel. So I want to show my partner if I get a chance, Kashmir, Pahalgam, Gulmarg, Sonmarg, or any other places. It's a very best places.
But sir, your partner has already seen those places.
Okay, no problem. If then we can change another places, and Kochi,
Take
Kerala
me,
also. Kochi,
instead of Saili ma'am, you take me and Zoha sir.
Yeah, you can take also.
Actually,
and Kochi,
there are
Kerala
20,
also my favorite place.
29
Kochi
years
and Kerala. Kochi and Kerala, and I watched so many videos from YouTube about Kochi, Kerala, because of its natural beauty and its houseboat, its waterfalls, and
backwaters.
its and it hills view. Everything is so much fascinating and amazing to me, and I watched so much video from YouTube, and now continue. I was watching this video. Last year I went to Chennai, Vellore. It's too much near to Kochi, Kerala, but shortage of time, I could not go Kochi, Kerala. But inshallah, I hope very short time, nearly after COVID-19, I visited Kochi, Kerala.
Yes, it is the best place, Kashmir, and during rainy season or in winter, you must visit Kerala. That is the best
Yes,
time.
yes,
Uh,
yes, ma'am.
And if you are a fish eater, then very tasty fishes, variety of fishes you could eat, you can eat there.
Yes, ma'am.
Kerala. Means we 29 years are there after marriage we have spent, but we couldn't see Kashmir in these 29 years. So last month we went to Kashmir. So I do like Kashmir very much. Sonmarg, Gulmarg, Pahalgam.
If I get chance, I go to Kashmir again and again, again and again.
I will too. I will too.
Take both of us.
Okay, thank you all, and I think that's my presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now,
Make me host, sir, now.
Okay. Okay, now I made with the mem host.
Okay.
Okay, done.
Now, our next topic is no poverty. Now we are going to see the objectives, targets and indicators. Okay, I'm going to take this topic. This goal has 7 targets and 13 indicators. The below table is the global indicator framework for the Sustainable Development Goals and targets of 2030. Look here, the goals and targets. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. The first target is by 2030, eradicate extreme poverty for all people everywhere. currently measured as people living on less than $1.25 a day. And the indicator, proportion of the population living below the international poverty line by sex, age, employment status, and geographic location, urban and rural. The next goal is by 2030, reduce at least by half the proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in poverty in all its dimensions according to national definitions. And the indicators, proportion of population living below the national poverty line by sex and age. And the second, proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in poverty in all its dimensions according to national definitions. Next goal, implement nationally appropriate social protection systems and measures for all, including flaws. By 2030, achieve substantial coverage of the poor and the vulnerable. Substantial means here fundamental. Look here. And the indicator, proportion of population covered by social protection flaws means systems by sex, distinguishing children, unemployed persons, older persons, persons with disabilities, pregnant women, newborns, work injury victims, and the poor and the vulnerable. Vulnerable means in need of special protection, people who need special protection. Then the next fourth goal is by 2030, ensure that all men and women, in particular the poor and the vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources as well as access to basic services, ownership and control over land and other forms of property, inheritance, natural resources, appropriate new technology, and financial services, including microfinance. And the indicators are proportion of population living in households with access to basic services. And the next indicator is proportion of total adult population with secure tenure rights to land with legally recognized documentation and who perceive their rights to land as secure by sex and type of tenure. The next target or the next goal is, the fifth goal is, by 2030, build the resilience of poor and those in vulnerable situations and reduce their exposure and vulnerability to climate-related extreme events and other economic, social, and environmental shocks and disasters. And the indicators, number of deaths, missing persons, and directly affected persons attributed to disasters per 1 lakh population. Second indicator, direct economic loss attributed to disasters in relation to global gross domestic production, that is GDP. The third indicator of this goal is number of countries that affect and implement national disaster reduction strategies in line with the Sendai framework of disaster risk reduction. We are going to see this term. A proportion of local governments that adopt and implement local disaster risk reduction strategies in line with national disaster risk reduction strategies. Resilience means here the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And vulnerability means state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked. Now we are going to see the meaning of Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction is an international document that was adopted by the United Nations member states between 14th and 18th March 2015 at the World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction held in Sendai, Japan. Our next sixth goal or sixth target, ensure significant mobilization of resources from a variety of sources, including through enhanced development cooperation in order to provide adequate and predictable means for developing countries, in particular least developed countries, to implement programs and policies to end poverty in all its dimensions. And for this goal, the indicators are total official development assistance grants from all donors that focus on poverty reduction as a share of the recipient country's gross national income. And the next indicator is proportion of total government spending on essential services, that is on education, health, and social protection. The seventh goal is, or the seventh target is, create sound policy frameworks at the national, regional, and international levels based on pro-poor and gender-sensitive development strategies to support accelerated investment in poverty eradication action. We are going to see these terms: pro-poor and gender-sensitive development. Pro-poor public social spending. Now we are going to see that term. Pro-poor development strategies means economic growth that is good for the poor is known as pro-poor growth. And gender-sensitive development strategies means promotion of health, education, and appropriate level of awareness will largely contribute to women development and facilitate them to enjoy their right. Moreover, provision of employment and economic empowerment of women can be considered as one of the important dimensions of gender development. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Call her.
Now who is
Now
going
you
to
are the now you are the host, Zoha sir.
Yes, ma'am. I see. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you. The second part is tell names of some local and national. Vidya, ma'am,
Yes, sir.
is it for now? Is it for me now? Or is it for
Yes, sir.
Kamal sir now? Because I have the last topics.
Then Kamal sir will take.
Yeah. I think it's turned Kamal sir turns now.
Now make him host then.
Yeah. Kamal sir, now it's over to you. You can continue.
Thank you. Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
My topic is what is the status figure of poverty of my country? And number two is what steps are being implemented by my government to reduce poverty. What is the status figure of poverty of Bangladesh? The population living below the national poverty line, 10.5%, which was 24.3% in 2016, and now this is 10.5%. The proportion of employed population below US dollar 1.90 pursuing power priority a day is 5.6%. According to latest data, the Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, due to COVID-19 impact, national poverty rate raises to 29.5% as August 2020. 14.43 million people are now in poverty in the country. The extreme poverty rate is 3.3%, and this target within 2025, 5.28%, and 2030 is 2.55%. And number two is what steps are being implemented by my government to reduce poverty. Bangladesh has made remarkable progress in reducing poverty, supported by sustained economic growth. Some steps are taken here. Rapid growth, sustained economic growth has increased the demand for energy and transport. Another is urgently implemented structural reforms. Another number three, expand investments in human capital. Number four, increase female labor force participation and rise productivity. And number five, improving infrastructure and as well as business climate would allow to new productive sections to develop and generate jobs. And I think this is our government to implemented to reduce poverty. Thank you all, and that's all my presentation.
Thank you.
Now I want to make host Joa sir.
I think Shaili ma'am now.
Shaili ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So you can make Shaili ma'am.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, now Shaili ma'am host.
Yes. One minute, I want to play my slides.
It's okay, no problem.
Yes.
Yes.
त्याच्यात मी ना रिमोट हे पण करू शकते ऍक्सेस करते का मग पण मग वेळ जाईल का त्या काहीतरी करतील ना तिकडनं परमिशन घ्यावी लागेल मॅम आम्ही इकडनं तुमचा पीसी ऍक्सेस करू का
एक मिनिट शालमलीला बोलू
नाही एक मिनिट आम्ही इकडनं ऑपरेट करू का तुमचा पीसी
हा चालेल
मग आता तुम्ही ऍक्सेप्ट करा ती पाठवलेली रिक्वेस्ट
केली
हे आहे का हे का कोणते घ्यायचं सेशन 3 आहे का
हो बरोबर
ओके
पहिली स्लाइड मला हवी
ही पहिली का
स्क्रीन नाही दिसत आहे माझं स्टॉप करू का स्क्रीन
नाही थांबा
नाही मला ऑपरेट नाही करता येते स्क्रीन शालमलीला आय एम नॉट एबल टू ऑपरेट
मॅम आस्क शालमली
ओके
It is not opening.
Ma'am, we have to join again. It's almost
Okay.
37 minutes.
In 3 minutes.
3 minutes,
I
sir.
think
Yeah,
I think Saili ma'am's presentation are not made by PPT. And so that it
मीटिंग रिस्टार्ट करावी लागेल.
Hello. Hello. Welcome.
आपको कोई तरह no.
My formal presentation. Hello. Am I audible to you?
yes ma'am,
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
but,
yes.
This
but
is
not visual.
the current status of India. The highest global poverty in India is increased in 2020 as estimated by because census is not there happened after 2011 because of the pandemic situation. That was programmed in 2021, but due to this corona and lockdowns, it is just expected to be there after the lockdown. So two-third people of India are poor. Means there are India ranks 102 in 117 countries of the world. Two-third people are poor in India, and it means 68.8% of population which lives in India earns less than $2 a day. That's why they are in the category of poor. This is the poorest country in the world. India is the poorest country in the world, and due to this poverty, women and children suffer most. Near about 800 million poor people live in countryside area, and they have employment problem, and that's why they shift to the cities, metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, and around the industrial areas the slums have plunked in large number, and in these slum areas there are no sanitization facilities, there are no healthcare facilities available, and lack of education is there, childhood marriage problem is there, child labor is there, high infant mortality rate is there, and that's why their economical condition is poor, and maximum earn 1.8 lakh per annum income. They are considered as below poverty limit, and the children of such parents earn a scholarship in the high school, uh, and they have to submit in the school their caste certificate and income certificate, so that the government gives them a scholarship for the backward classes which are there in, and their annual income is below 1.8 lakh. This is the paradox that India is the seventh largest country by area in the world, and it is the second most populated country. Its GDP, is 10%, means 1,644 billion US dollars. But still, this impressive economic boom benefited a very small percentage of population, and majority of people live in poverty. That's why this is the paradox of India. Madam, How to go to previous slide?
You haven't shared your screen, ma'am. Share your screen. We can't see you. सगळे निघून गेलेत मॅम.
These are the steps undertaken by Indian government to reduce the poverty. Jawahar Gram Samruddhi Yojana is there, National Old Age Pension Scheme for old people, National Family Benefit Scheme for poor families, National Maternity Benefit Scheme for mothers, food and hospitality, hospital facilities or medicinal facilities are provided to mothers or for the delivery for the delivery patient. The vehicle facilities are provided by dialing 108, 108 number. The Purna scheme is there. Integrated rural development program is there. Pradhan Mantri Grameen Awas Yojana means homes are provided to poor people under this facility, under this Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana, so those who are having a small acre of area for farming, those farmers receive 6,000 rupees a year. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Gas Yojana, farmers have received the cooking gas. I couldn't go to previous slide. How to go?
You are not visible to us, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the different programs run for this Sukanya Yojana. Postal National Post Bima is there. Again, midday meal facilities there. Again, Swachhata Gruha means toilets and washrooms are created in the rural areas under the government Samruddhi Yojana. That each and every village should have good tar road and they should have the basic medicinal facilities. Arogya Bima is there. Then you can see that let's RTE admission for poor children. Scholarship reservations are there for service, government services. Employment guarantee scheme is there. Bharatiya Grameen Dak Bima is there. Pradhan Mantri Jivan Jyoti Yojana is there. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana is there. monthly 12 rupees are credited to the account. Then uh, this is the Dharavi slum area around international airport in Bombay, Mumbai, and this is in this map we can see that the states having poverty. Dark pink is below 10.
Ma'am, we can't see the picture.
You can't see the picture.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Okay, okay. Uh, what problem is there? I don't know. Picture दिसत नाही का? Slides. मॅडम स्लाइड्स दिसत नाहीये. हॅलो मॅडम
नाही.
स्लाइड्स नाही दिसत
नाही
आहे.
नाही केव्हाच्याच दिसत नाही आणि तुम्ही पण दिसत नव्हते, आता दिसत.
स्लाइड का नाही दिसत आहे माहिती? नाही दिसताय मॅडम?
नो.
दिसतंय मॅडम?
नो.
We can't see your
Share the-
slide.
Yes, now we can see.
Okay, okay. This is the Dharavi slum area in Mumbai, near International Airport of Mumbai. And in this map there is the poverty percentage is shown in all states of India. Dark pink means below 10 poverty is there, and faint pink means between 10 to 20. Again, faint pink means 20 to 30. In this way, this poverty rate is shown to this map. These are the NGOs which are helping government or helping Indian society to come out of poverty. Smile Foundation is there. Then Nandi Kali, which is for the girls, and Smile Foundation is there for Smile Foundation is the top NGO in the India. It is founded by Shantanu Mishri. He is the co-founder, and it trains the youth skillful training so that they can stand independent. They can be independent economically. The youth can, after training, do something, a job or career or business on their own living. Healthcare for families, then child education and women empowerment. These programs are run by Smile Foundation. Nannikali aims girls, and they want to put 1 million girls in the school. Then Q India is there, Kunj is there, and the Kunj is building a network between creating communication between urban area and rural area, and they are connecting, and that's why they want urban people to help the rural people so that the rural people can come forward, they can be economically strong. Helpage India, Akshay Patra is there, Helpage India is there. Helpage India, Gunj is established by Anand Mahindra, and Helpage India is established by Anshu Gupta, and it focuses on the concern of elders. And this LPG India is established by Cecil Jackson School from Europe. This SOS also helps to, SOS is the term which is used in different field. SOS has different meanings, but in this development area, SOS means save the souls, save our souls, save our souls. This save our souls. Under this, they want to provide clothes and toys to the needy, then the needy things for the bright future, quality education, healthcare facilities, nutritional food, loving mom, nurturing home. This is the purpose of SOS. These are also the social NGOs in Maharashtra. Lok Biradari Prakalpa is there in Gadchiroli district, which is run by Dr. Prakash Amte and Mandata Amte. And they both are doctors, and they provide medical help. Not only medical help, they have helped villagers, tribal Adivasis to come out of superstitions and accept the scientific attitude. This is Baba Amte, whose ashram is there, Anandwan. It is a smart village. All facilities are there, and they were leprosy diseased people were there, treated freely, and there is village is established there, and on his own hard work and devotion, Baba Amte has helped these leprosy people to come out of this disease, and they made them a normal human being, and they now all the leprosy patients are living a very normal life like us. This another smart village. They are doing different kinds of businesses there. There is a large kind of farming, and farming is there. Milk business is there. Milk business. Then making greeting cards. Then making mattresses and pillows and footwears and so many things. I have visited another one. That is the best. That is the best social institution for children. They are Ravindra Kolle, Dr. Ravindra Kolle and Dr. Smita Kolle. This couple both are doctor, and they are spending their life in Melghat, where there are Adivasis, and Adivasis were dying due to different types of epidemic disease. But these people lived in after marriage, they started living in a hut, and they helped Melghat Adivasis, and they have now spent their whole life there in the company of Adivasis, and they are helping bring the poor Adivasi people, and they are trying to give them life comfort. Yeah, this is my part. This is Ravindra Sapkar. This is also young engineer, and instead of marrying, he has instead of accepting the packages of lakh rupees, he has devoted his life, and he established the Sevalai at Hasegaon. It is there, and many times I too have donated money here. He has brought all the children in his Sevalai whose parents have died due to AIDS, and no one was there to look after these kids. So his kids have also passed SSC certificate examination before 2 years. Now these students might be in 12th or first year of senior college. So he is doing very good job in his young life by sacrificing all the city pleasures or sophisticated pleasures, and he has devoted his whole means he wears only white clothes, and so many people donate money. Even Prakash Amte and Mandata Amte has visited Sevalai, and they are also supporting this Ravindra Sapkar, and he is doing very good job. there at Segaon. So thank you. It's after independence 1947, India is trying to reduce poverty, and it has taken a speed after 2010. We could reduce the poverty to some extent, to great extent after 2010. But last year in 2020, due to the pandemic, India is facing this poverty problem again. Yes,
Now,
madam.
ma'am, make Zoha sir host.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So this is the part number 2, where we will talk about the local, national, and international organization which are working to reduce poverty in Bangladesh. At first, we see international organizations which are working in Bangladesh to reduce poverty. You can see the World Bank. World Bank has been a long-standing partner of Bangladesh since its independence. The World Bank, through its concessional lending and the International Development Association, has committed more than 28 billion US dollar in grants, interest-free and concessional financing credits to Bangladesh. In recent years, Bangladesh has been among the largest recipient countries of the IDA fund and currently has the largest IDA program, totaling 11.3 billion US dollar. The World Bank has also been largest external funder of Bangladesh, providing a quarter of all foreign aid to the country. Secondly, ADB, that means Asian Development Bank. ADB is a leading multilateral development partner of Bangladesh in the energy, transport, and education sectors. Since 1966, ADB has been pursuing a policy of supporting and assisting its developing member countries to actively take measures to reduce poverty. This paper tackles ADB's partnership with the government of Bangladesh to fulfill its goal of poverty reduction. The EU. The European Union reiterated its support to Bangladesh to gratitude middle income country with the launch on 24 July of two programs to support key national reform agendas in public financial management and social security. The programs will address core elements of system strengthening with the goal of eradication of poverty and inequalities. US said Bangladesh is a key Indo-Pacific partner in South Asia. With nearly 1 in 3 people living in poverty, the country faces immense development hurdles as it approaches an important crossroads in its democratic evolution. The United States partners with Bangladesh to overcome challenges that undermine equitable economic growth and democratic stability, committed to helping Bangladesh achieve its goal of attaining middle income status by 2024. USAID builds self-reliance by strengthening Bangladesh's ability to plan, finance, and implement its own development solution. These are other international organizations which are working in Bangladesh also. These are Oxfam International, the Organization for Poverty Alleviation and Development, European Anti-Poverty Network, In Poverty Now, World Relief, Institute for Research and Poverty, Innovations for Poverty Action, BRAC, the Borgen Project, Humanitarian Organization for Poverty Eradication. These are the international organizations which are working in Bangladesh to reduce poverty. Now you see national organizations. The biggest organization in Bangladesh, and it also uh, works in abroad also. It's BRAC, Bangladesh Rural Advancement Committee. As of December of 2016, the national aid organization BRAC had reached over 90,000 families in Bangladesh suffering from extreme poverty. BRAC was founded in 1972 in Bangladesh with the goal of discovering the cause of extreme poverty in the nation and ways to relieve its people. The main aim of the organization was to empower the improv- impoverished, especially women, through interventions described as a poverty graduation plan. The steps of the plan are as follows: target a group, transfer assets, provide weekly stipends, encourage members to begin a savings account, provide specialized training, introduce healthcare, and integrate the group into society. The poverty graduation plan takes around 2 years to complete. What's unique about this program is it provides people with the tools to make this lifestyle sustainable so they will not fall back into poverty. To date, more than 95% of the participants have reached graduation. Grameen Danon. The Grameen Danon Foundation was established in 2007. It's also a national organization. It is a social business model that aims to reduce extreme hunger in Bangladesh through the distribution of affordable yogurt that provides missing nutrients of malnourished people. The foundation created jobs for local farmers and women looking to bring themselves out of poverty. To ensure lasting jobs, the foundation used as little machinery as possible so that production would be more hands on. On top of such action, Danone paid laborers at top prices to boost the economy. When acquiring the materials for the yogurt, the foundation goes to local farms and businesses to keep the process at a grassroots organization level. The main priority of the organization is to provide nutritious products to extreme poverty areas at an affordable rate, while also providing jobs to those looking to help themselves. The Poverty Eradication Program (PEP). PEP is a non-profit, non-governmental organization operating at the national level in Bangladesh. PEP focuses on rural poverty in its most extreme variations and works with the people to provide them with resources that will allow them to rise out poverty. The organization specializes in economic, social, and environmental empowerment. For example, in some instances, PEP helps families start up small businesses that will not only empower them, but the whole community they live in as well. PEP will provide the resources needed to start the business, then watch as it flourishes. They accomplish such feats through grants, training, or offering the tools required for business. These are the national organizations which are working to reduce poverty in Bangladesh. Now we'll see the local organizations. There are so many local organizations in our country. In every local area, there are so many organizations who are helping people, who are helping also government to reduce the poverty. After the independence of Bangladesh, a non-government organization that is simply called NGOs plays an essential duty and role in Bangladesh for developing the financial and economic situation of the poor peoples of the country, many NGOs are taking so many activities. Currently, so many NGOs are available in Bangladesh. They continue trying to providing a development-oriented task for the poor rural and urban people, and also providing awareness to them and organize those poor people, poor rural and urban people. I told you there are so many NGOs, local NGOs are working on it. You can see here some top NGOs in Bangladesh, which are working in local top NGOs in Bangladesh based on activity, customer support, and feedback, which is the best microfinance institution in country. Here's a list of the 10 best NGOs in BD. Sorry, not 10. I mentioned here 8. Number one, BRAC. You know, it's an international organization also, because it's also works outside of Bangladesh. It started its journey in 1972. Then ASHA started its journey in 1978. Caritas Bangladesh, which was established in 1967 in Bangladesh as East Pakistan. You know, we got independent in 1971. Before we were East Pakistan, not Bangladesh then. Care Bangladesh, which was established in 1949. Kuro Bangladesh, it was founded in 1990. Shakti Foundation was established in 1992. Jagorani Chakra Foundation, JCF, it was established in 1976. TMSS, that was established in 1980. These are all local organizations which are helping our government to reduce the poverty from our country. They provides poor people uh, providing loans for education, for business, for agriculture. Every steps of life they are helping, and I think they also help our country to reduce the poverty. So that's all from me. Uh, Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Vidya ma'am, now you are host.
So shall we stop recording?
We can.